You come up here. She's going to swear you an oath, ma'am.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Yes, I do.
I'll have you go over here to this chair. Please watch your steps. Once you're situated, make sure the mic is aimed at your chin, and make sure the light is on the base. Okay? Ms. Sorgan, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state your name for the record?
Brenda Lou Glinz.
And would you please spell your last name?
Glinz.
Brenda, do you know the defendant, Nichole Rice?
Yes, I do.
How do you know her?
She is my niece.
And how are you related to her specifically?
My brother, Kevin, is her father.
Okay. Now, Brenda, let's just get this out of the way. You're here pursuant to subpoena, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. You don't really want to be here, do you?
Not at all.
Okay. This is very difficult for you, isn't it?
Yes.
What was your relationship like with your niece?
We were very close for many, many years.
Okay.
She was like a daughter to me.
Did she used to refer to you in a particular way?
Sometimes she would call me her other mama.
Brenda, you went to family events and things like that where Nichole was present, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So you were generally aware of what was going on in her life, is that right?
I was.
Did you go to her high school graduation?
I did.
And were you aware of what she did after high school?
Yes.
Okay, and what did she do?
She went to college. She worked at Vanity. I believe it was either Vanity or Maurice's. One of those. And then she worked at Telecare, I believe.
Okay. Are you familiar with the period of time around which Anita Knutson was murdered?
I am.
Okay. What happened with Nichole shortly after that murder? Where was she living?
She shortly after made a move to New Mexico.
How shortly after?
I would say 4 to 6 weeks.
And did there come a time that you went to New Mexico yourself in that time period?
I did.
Okay. Why'd you go to New Mexico?
My son was in the National High School Rodeo Finals in Farmington, New Mexico, and I traveled there.
How did you travel to New Mexico?
I traveled with my ex-husband and my kids, my 4 children.
And was Nichole living in New Mexico at that time?
Yes, she was.
Did you see her while you were there?
Yes, I did.
And how did that come about?
Her and the man that she went there for, things did not go as planned for her. And she reached out to me when I was in New Mexico. And she came and stayed with me in my hotel.
Okay. Then what happened?
After the national finals was closed and over, I traveled back to North Dakota with Nichole in her car, moved her back home.
And who else was there anybody else in the car besides the two of you?
No.
Okay. Approximately how long was the trip from New Mexico back to North Dakota?
Probably 2 days.
And during that time, did the two of you talk?
Absolutely.
Did Nichole talk to you about Anita's murder during that time?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall what she told you?
She told me that there was a cut screen, and the person, whoever did this, cut the screen and was hiding in her bedroom, waiting for Anita to come out of the shower to make the attack.
Okay. Did she tell you anything else?
She said that it was so horrible, she said, to just see Anita lying there. But she looked so peaceful, covered up
Did she say
with a
anything else?
robe, and said that there was a bowl of water in the bathroom sink, that whoever did this washed themselves up and washed the knife up.
Okay. I think I stepped over some of your words there. You said that she said that Anita looked peaceful lying there in her robe.
Yes.
Okay. Did she say anything else to you? During that trip?
She was very upset that her iPod was gone, that the person, whoever did this, stole her iPod. She said that Anita was raped and stabbed, and there was no, but it appears to be no struggle.
Okay. Now, Brenda, you said that Nichole moved to New Mexico about 4 to 6 weeks after Anita was killed.
Correct.
And she had been in New Mexico approximately how long by the time that you had come to New Mexico for the rodeo finals?
Probably a couple weeks.
She wasn't in New Mexico very long, was she?
No, she was not.
So this was just a few months after Anita's murder, is that correct?
It would have actually been in July that I was in New Mexico for the national finals.
Okay. So you were in New Mexico in July. All right. Was there ever any further conversation after you brought Nichole back, or you came back with Nichole from New Mexico, with regards to Anita's murder in general, or Nichole's whereabouts that day in particular?
She said that she had no idea of anything, because she said that she was in Sykeston at her aunt's family gathering, and then she went to the 41 Club that night to work at her cousin's grand opening.
Did she tell you anything about where she went after the 41 Club?
She said she went home to get clothes.
And where did she say she went home to?
Went to her apartment after the 41 Club.
The apartment in
Closed.
Minot.
The apartment in Minot.
And she told you this?
Yes, she did.
Was there ever any discussions with the family as a whole, with Nichole present, that you heard her saying things about the case?
The story has always changed. I
How
think
so?
throughout the whole 18 years of who it may be, or where she was, or that they got the person, or that she was cleared and that she didn't have to worry about it because there's no DNA of her anywhere, and that she was cleared of the scene.
Do you remember how Nichole reacted with regards to Anita's death?
She was not the way that most people would react to somebody that was your friend if they died.
How so?
She referred to her more than once as a fucking cunt and a fucking bitch. And the only thing that she cared about was that they stole her iPod.
Did Nichole ever say anything to you specifically about Anita deserving to die?
Yes.
What did she say?
She deserved to die. She was a fucking cunt.
I have no more questions for Brenda.
Mr. Sand, do you have any cross-examination?
Certainly do, sir. Brenda, you're Nicole's aunt,
I am.
and this is Nichole.
That is.
You recall doing some interviews with law enforcement as well as the Cold Justice Show.
I do.
Do you recall referring to Nicole's daughter Peyton as well?
I do.
Is that her in the courtroom over there?
Yes, it is.
So you remember talking to Detective Asham.
I do.
I'll just finish my question in a second here. You recall talking to Detective Asham in 2022?
I do.
Do you remember telling her you have memory loss?
Yes, it had been a long time. 2022 from 2007.
Like a physical issue that led to memory loss?
I've been diagnosed with autoimmune. And yes, memory loss can be part of it. But at that time,
That's all I need right there. I appreciate it. If I showed you a report, might that help you a little bit remember what you said?
sure.
Okay. This is page 13 of your report. You can just kind of read down about halfway down the page.
I guess I'd like clarification, Mr. Sand. Is this a report or an interview?
It's a transcript of an interview between
Okay.
Detective Asham and Ms. Glinz. Did you make it through that section?
I did. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Now, do you recall saying you had some health issues and you have some memory loss?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had struggles with prescription drug abuse?
No, I have not.
Have you ever been to rehab for it?
I've been to rehab to help me through a seizure activity after breaking my back in 3 places.
Did you use any painkillers after that?
That is when they sent me to a rehab facility because I was having seizure activity.
Thank you. Did you meet with the state's attorney at all prior to giving this testimony?
I did.
When did you do that?
Last night.
Last night?
Yes.
Where do you live right now?
I have a home in Arizona and a home in Botno, North Dakota.
Did you come from Botno or Arizona?
Arizona.
Okay. And you met last night with the state's attorney's office, go over your testimony?
I did.
Okay. Have you been texting with anyone in the Thomas family over the last couple of weeks?
I have.
Who's that?
My family.
Nichole?
I text her, yes.
Have you texted her in the last few weeks?
I did.
Have you texted Gay, Nicole's mom?
I have.
Do you recall those texts?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you recall saying that things were taken out of text, which I assume is context, and used and stated in ways that were not actually said?
Throughout the years.
Okay. You recall saying it breaks my heart?
This.
Just asking you if you recall saying it breaks my heart.
Yes.
Okay. Now, are you aware in these interviews you've had with Detective Asham, you didn't say anything about Nichole saying Anita deserved to die? This is the first time we're hearing that. Are you aware of that?
Nichole did say Anita
But you
deserved
have
to die.
memory loss, correct? That's what you told the detective?
I did.
Okay, thank you. Do you know there's nothing in your interview with Detective Asham and Cold Justice about Nichole saying, or you saying that Nichole said Anita was lying peacefully in her bathrobe? That you never said that in your interview? Do you know that?
I do not recall.
Okay, thank you. Do you recall saying in a text message that there were so many words and statements took out of context, and that's not even what I said, and it was misconstrued?
Was that a question?
Yeah, what if she remembers
Is that an answer?
Could you repeat that, please?
Do you recall in a text message over the last few weeks saying the statements were took out of context and not even what I said, as what I said in a sentence to finish out what I said, misconstrued, exclamation point?
To a certain statement.
Okay. So as this trial's been approaching, you've been texting Nichole and other people in her family these things.
It's been a while
How long?
before the hearing ever started. Probably 2 weeks before.
Last time you texted them was 2 weeks before this?
I recall. I could be off on my date,
You
but
could be off on your date.
possible.
And
She is
you
my
were-
niece, and it is my brother,
What does that have to do with the dates?
because they are my family. And this whole thing
Yeah.
has not only destroyed Knutson's, Nichole's life, my entire family, and the community. And this needs justice.
Okay.
It's time for the truth to be told.
Okay. Good. When's the last time you sent text messages to Nichole's family?
When my brother called me to tell me that you're going to be calling me to record me.
Did I call you to record you?
No, you did not.
Okay. And then so after that, you texted Nichole and you texted Nichole's mom.
Actually, not before that. I actually texted them before my brother called me and told me that.
Okay. But you didn't get a call from me.
Just to tell
You
them
and
I
have
love
never spoken
them.
Before, have we? This is the first time, right?
I've never spoke to you.
You said you live in Bottineau?
I do.
How far is Bottineau from Velva?
90 miles.
And then you live in Arizona as well. We're in Arizona.
Yes, Mesa.
Okay. How long have you lived in Bottineau?
Coming on 22 years.
So you've lived in Bottineau since about 2003?
Yes.
Do we have another question, Mr. Sand?
I know I'm taking a minute here, Your Honor. I'll know within about 10 seconds. That's all I have, Brenda. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Sorgan, do you have any redirect, ma'am?
I do, Your Honor, thank you. Brenda, I'm going to take Mr. Sand's questions in order to address those, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, you were asked about memory issues, and you testified that you'd been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that can involve some memory loss, and then you started to say, but at the time, but then you were cut off. What do you mean?
It has been 5 years since I've been diagnosed with autoimmune. So when I was questioned back in 2007, 2008, I had a very clear memory, as well as I would say in 2022.
Okay. And then Mr. Sand intimated that you were in rehab for prescription drug abuse. Is that accurate?
No,
What were you in a rehab facility for?
I broke my back in 3 places. They put me on prescription pain medication. And when it was time to come off the prescription pain medication, my doctor, surgeon, was in Bismarck, North Dakota. I was in Botno, which is 3 hours. And when they started slowly taking me off of the pain medication, I would go into seizure activity. And this continued, and thankfully my husband is a pilot. He was able to get me to the Bismarck facility in time for them to be able to take care of me.
Okay. So you weren't abusing medications?
No.
All right. Mr. Sand asked you about text messages with the family, specifically that you had talked about, this breaks your heart.
Absolutely.
Why is this breaking your heart?
She's my niece. I love her.
Now, you had also been asked about text messages and things being taken out of context. You said that a certain statement had been taken out of context. What statement?
The statement about Gay teaching her to lie. As a young child.
All right. Now, you were also asked very specifically about certain statements not being in your interview in 2022 with Sergeant Asham. Was Sergeant Asham the only person who interviewed you?
No.
Okay. Do you recall some of the other officers who interviewed you?
Officer Goodman, Officer Max Meiser.
Meixner?
Yes, Meixner. Excuse me.
Do you specifically remember your interview with Agent Meixner?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Where did that occur?
At my house.
Okay. Brenda, have you ever given false information to the police?
No, I have not.
Now, while Mr. Sanders questioning you, it was very clear you're becoming very upset. Fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. And why is that?
Because my family has been torn completely apart over this. And truthfully, to believe that our family will never be a whole again because of this. And that breaks my heart because my family has been everything to me.
And you also said during your cross-examination that you believe this needs justice.
Absolutely.
Okay. Why?
Anita deserves to rest in peace. Her family They deserve answers, each and every one of them. And they deserve to know the truth so that they can let their loved one go in peace.
Brenda, do you take the oath to tell the truth very seriously?
I do.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
Thank you.
Mr. Sand, you recross?
Nothing from us, Your Honor.
All right. Is she here by subpoena, Ms.
She
Sorgan?
is, Your Honor.
She excused?
Yes, she is.
Mr. Sand, any objections?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. You may come and go as you please.
Thank you.
Do you have another witness, Ms. Sorgan?
Yes, Your Honor. State calls Mark Glinz.